2024 Jeep Renegade is getting another update. Jeep's entry-level SUV marches on, even though it's been around for almost a decade. Originally introduced in 2014, the current and the only generation of Renegade did receive a few updates, but the overall design remains the same. However, it looks like the company doesn't plan to replace it anytime soon. Instead, the latest reports suggest that the current model is about to remain in production for several more years, until we see it replaced with an all-electric successor. Meanwhile, the 2024 Jeep Renegade will get a few updates, in order to remain competitive in the future. Although the officials are still quiet, it looks like we are about to see the same novelties that were introduced with the last year's version of the Brazilian market model. In other words, we are about to see another facelift, though relatively mild, which will mostly be about exterior and interior updates. On the other hand, the mechanical aspect of the vehicle is expected to remain the same. We expect to see the 2024 Jeep Renegade sometime in the second half of the year. 2024 Jeep Renegade design. When it comes to the overall design, things won't change much, but on the other hand, this facelift will make the new model look more attractive. From what we can see on the Brazilian market model, there will be revisions on the upper areas of headlights and grille, while the front bumper is also about to come with notable revisions, especially in areas like fog lights, air intakes, etc. The rear end shouldn't feature significant changes, but on the other hand, we expect to see typical facelift updates, in terms of new color options, new wheels, etc. As we've just mentioned, the mechanical aspect will remain the same. You may count on the same chassis and suspension setup, which ensure a comfortable, though not particularly engaging ride. The Renegade will remain one of the best off-roaders in the class, especially in the Trailhawk trim. While all models come standard with all-wheel drive, this model brings additional traction control modes, along with skid plates, hill descent control and increased ground clearance to respectable 8.7 inches. Interior updates are expected as well. If the 2024 Jeep Renegade is about to adopt the Brazilian updates, we are about to see notable changes on the inside. We would see a new steering wheel, along with the new digital instrument cluster and a few more modifications on the center stack. The rest of the cabin should remain largely the same, though we might see things like new materials, color schemes, etc. On the other hand, the overall cabin layout will remain the same, with the same seating configuration. Although a subcompact crossover, the Renegade accommodates adults in the second row pretty easily, thanks to the generous amount of headroom. The front seats are also quite spacious and comfortable. The cargo area, though, is just average, with 18.5 cubic feet of cargo space behind its rear seats and 50.8 cubic feet with these seats folded. Features. The upcoming update could also bring novelties in terms of standard and available equipment. Still, keep in mind that the current model already stands pretty well in this aspect. It comes standard with goodies like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, a USB port, HD radio, satellite radio, a 6-speaker stereo, remote keyless entry, push-button start, and dual-zone automatic climate control. Among upgrades, there is a 9-speaker stereo, proximity keyless entry, remote start, ambient lighting, and a panoramic sunroof. From what we know so far, the updated model will certainly bring a new digital instrument cluster, while we could also see a bigger infotainment screen. 2024 Jeep Renegade engine. Things under the hood won't change, and the 2024 Jeep Renegade will continue with the same 1.3-liter turbo 4, which puts out around 177 horsepower and a pretty impressive 210 pound-feet of torque. Driving dynamics are decent enough, though the 9-speed automatic isn't the most responsive transmission around. The average fuel economy goes around 23 mpg in the city and 29 mpg on the highway, which is low for the class. On the other hand, you may count on the standard all-wheel drive system, while the max towing capacity goes up to 2.000 pounds. 2024 Jeep Renegade release date and price. We expect that the 2024 Jeep Renegade will arrive sometime in the last quarter of the year, with a starting price of around $30,000. Key competitors are models like Subaru Crosstrek, Mazda CX-30, Honda HR-V etc.
Sufro en